Hello everybody and thanks for choosing to watch this GoTechnology video, part of our information video series. Today we're going to talk about the GoTechnology dashboard and also our completions grid. So this is our dashboard when you log on to the system. So you've just went through with your username and password, and your project dashboard will be set up something similar to this. And you can see we've got a predefined structure in here where we have handovers in this top left hand corner. Because this is our demo database, we've chosen to use a mechanical completion certificate handover, pre-commissioning certificate handover, ready for operations handover, and a ready for startup handover. So where we're at with the project in this database is that we've completed mechanical completion, and we're on to pre-commissioning. We're going through pre-commissioning checks. We haven't got near our dynamic commissioning yet. We've also got our tag ITRs in the right hand corner here. So these speedometers are showing you that they're being filled up here at 92.8%, and it's given our total ITRs here at the bottom. So we've done 3,170 out of 3,416 ITRs for the project. Then what we've done, we've classified these ITRs. So we've got construction ITRs, which will be associated with the MCC handover. We've got pre-commissioning ITRs, which will be associated to the pre-commissioning handover. And then we have our commissioning ITRs, which will be associated to one of these handover gates here. So it's how we set up the system during that functionality selector period, because all of these options are scalable and tailorable for any client needs. So we can set up any handover gates that you like, and we can set up any ITRs. We can use your own ITRs. We can convert them into the system, or you can use the wood standard ITRs that come as part of the package. The punch list items are also pinned to this dashboard here. What we've done here is we've got A, B, C, and D. Normally, a lot of people just like to use A and B. Traditionally, you get A, B, and C as well, where A means that you can't progress into pre-commissioning. It's still sat at that mechanical completion gate. This is something that you wouldn't be carrying forward, where B is typically like an item like a tag missing, or traffic light labels fell off, and something that you would be willing to grant permission to go into some sort of testing phase. And C is something to do with like a paint and touch up or something like that. But in this demo database, we've got A, B, C, and D. I think the intention was to use the D as potentially something from an FAT or an external source. So same principles what we spoke about in tag ITRs. We've got these speedometers. You can see the numbers here, and they're filling up. So that means 42 is complete out of 43, whereas we've got 10 here and only 4 are complete, so it's only 40% on the speedometer range. MOCs, that's our management of change. So again, it's showing you your total MOCs, same format as before, quite simple. What we've got in this one, we've classified them as engineering queries and mainly technical queries here. So the engineering queries are normally developed during the detailed engineering phase. You can see all of them have been answered. That's what we would expect as well during this phase, so it's good to see that that's happened. And we've got TQs, which is site technical queries as well. So these are queries that would be generated on site or offshore or wherever your location is for the execution phase, and the construction and commissioning team normally put these into the engineering team for resolving before you can carry it forward. The good thing about having this MOC module is that we can relate that to system and subsystem now, instead of being a separate TQ register that means you've got multiple spreadsheets to manage. You've got one tool here based on the principle of being a single source of truth, so that you can align all of the things that need addressed before a handover, because that's essentially what this system is. It's for demonstrating technical integrity so that you're ready and fit for handover. Down at the bottom, we've got our pre-commissioning Skyline. So what you can do here is when you're in the admin function, you can pin on the dashboard here any of these handover Skylines. You have to go in and edit it yourself to pin it, but this phase of the project's pre-commissioning. So what we've done, we've taken the decision to want to see the pre-commissioning Skyline daily on our dashboard. So you can see it's looking at a period of time that we're in at the moment. So we're on 25th of October is our next achievable handover gate. You can see there it's not quite ready. We've got one item outstanding. We've still got two items here, and it's showing you these boxes being filled up, and as you can see, red means they're overdue. This amber colour means that they're filling up. The green means they're all complete. So we managed to get that one completed ahead of time, and this can be quite handy to actually get a true reflection where you are for handover, and to see where you can maybe manage your resources on site as well. And at the bottom here, bottom right, we've got pre-commissioning certificate plan start versus actual start finish date. So it's typically looking like these S curves that we're used to seeing in projects. And you can see the completed is the blue one, the planned is this amber coloured one, showing you against the date stamp. So we've made good progress on the project. We're just tailing off a bit, so we've got to take some decisive action on the project there to try and stay with the curve. What I will mention is the Skyline and the plan start. These can be found in this report function here. If I go into the Skyline function, you get a more interactive Skyline by moving in here. So we were just looking at the pre-commissioning Skyline there. So you can toggle between the different handovers for mechanical completion, pre-commissioning, ready for startup, and ready for operation. So you can select different handover gates there. And again, you'll see the date bar on the bottom. So all our mechanical completion ones complete. And you can see it's quite interactive. So what I can do in this little box here, so if I pick this handover, MCC AL, so AL085 is our system, 512 is a subsystem. I click on that, bring us in our Kanban board here. We can get our ITRs, our punch lists, and our MOCs. So we know punch lists and no MOCs there. If I go back into pre-commissioning one, which is the live one that we're looking at the moment, if I pick PCC AL12536, go to my Kanban board, you can see here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 check sheets that aren't started. So these are our ITRs, our tag ITRs. You can see I've got one in progress. So what it means when it's in progress is this ITR E33B, which is for a circuit. You can see that there's been a task level item started within that sheet, but we've not quite completed it yet. So you can see the progress there. You can also see that one sheet's been complete, so 100% of the checks have been done, but it's not been approved, so it's not been formally signed off yet. So the job is not complete because no one's went out and double checked it. So on the C33B with the progress at 11.11%, if I click on that there, you'll see again the task progress you can find here. You can see the subsystem numbers. I can edit this document live in a database, or we can use our mobile app, or we can generate it out as a PDF. When I click into edit that document there, you can see one check's been done to date. The rest are blank, so you can see that progress is quite correct. So if I go back into our Skyline, and we'll just go through that pre-commissioning one again. So that's the Kanban board. You can see that's quite a handy tool to be able to use daily. So this is the live data that you can look at, really handy for people on site and for project managers reviewing scope. ITRs, we can get a list of ITRs here. So this is the ITR, so that's the base ITR, the tag ITR, and what the name is. Who signed it off here, signed off date as well. So if I click signed off, you can see here's the ones that have not been signed off yet. I can also check in my punch list. So we've got one punch list here, so it's a B punch list item for missing identification. These are interactive as well. If I can click on here, it'll take us straight into the punch list. And also our MOC. So we've got one MOC here, a technical query about holding down bolts that's been raised as well. Again, you can see it turns into this little hand. It means that I can click into them. So I do click into that punch list item. This will take us straight into the punch list item that we'll want to see associated to this Skyline. So here we are in the punch list, so you can see that it's associated to a system. So here's our punch list number here. We've got a category. We've got no attachments, a bit of minimal information here, but you can see that it's aligned to this subsystem. You can also align it to tag numbers as well. So that's really the power of the Skyline that you can use, and it's worth noting that you can use the Skyline report for preservation as well, so that you can see your preservation activities. I mentioned about the planned versus actual progress as well, that you can pull out this report. Again, you can toggle that between the different handovers and you can track progress there. So quite a handy tool to be using and reviewing on a daily basis. So if I go back into this dashboard again, you can see I briefly spoke about the handovers. When we speak about handovers, and you can see the progress here, of course you can click onto here and you can dive into the handovers, mechanical completion handover here. You can get all the information. This is just pinning up the live data as it's tracking it on the dashboard. You would want to go into your handovers if you're looking for specific notifications on them. Another really good tool that you can utilize with the dashboard on a daily basis is to go into the certification tab up the top. This is looking at all our live tag ITRs, and if I click on completions grid, what we get in the completions grid here is this is our refit project in our demo database. You can see I've got a lot of systems here, so our system numbers are all prefixed with AL, and we've got our system numbers, and you can see some of these. So it's mirroring an oil and gas project. We were on 120 previously, so if I go back onto AL 120, we've got 85.92% complete there. You can see our overall project status as well, 92.8%. If I click on AL 120, you can see I've got all my subsystems associated with system AL 120 here that I can look at the live data. So if I click back into AL 12536, that's the one I'm interested in at the moment, it takes me back into this Kanban board approach, what we looked at previously via the Skyline. So it's just a different method of looking into it, but I can get a few different functions in here. I can look at the overall progress of the ITRs. So I'm showing up my total ITR progress. My construction progress is complete. My pre-commissioning is 50% complete. It's looking at my punch list item. So I have one punch list item outstanding for a B. And I've also got one TQ unanswered at the moment. I can look at the discipline split here. So it's an electrical subsystem. So I'm at 79.6%. I'll try and find another one where you can see your different bars for your different disciplines, and you can see who's the leading indicator and who's the lagging indicator in there. I can look at my handovers. So PCC progress incomplete. Mechanical completion progress is completed. If I clicked on that view button there, it'll take me straight into that handover documentation so that I can see where we're at. And if I look at my ITRs again, you explained it before, but what we can do is interactively just filter on construction ITRs by clicking there, and then filter on pre-commissioning ITRs there. I hope you can see that the ITRs are changing. It's quite another handy tool to use on a day-by-day basis. Also pulling out the punch list items. So if I had some A's and some B's, I would be able to do the same as what I've done before by just clicking on B's or clicking on A's to see it. And again, MOCs come up here as well, you can see, and again it changes to the little finger point, so I can click straight into it how I showed you before. So I'll close that down, and hopefully I can find a few different disciplines. So here you go, you can see instruments is leading the charge here. Telecoms completed all their work, and it's still electrical outstanding, just one check there. And we'll come back to the dashboard. So thanks for listening and viewing today, and I hope you found that information would help you out with your projects. And of course, if you're interested to find out more about our projects, please view the other videos we'll have on the channel, or get in touch with us to see how GoTechnology can improve your completions and commissioning systems at site. Thanks.